Hi guys, this is Michelle and I am back with my 2-year Surgiversary update. So I am sorry, I was supposed to come back a few weeks ago and I never got around to it for a couple of reasons. I got sick soon after my appointment at my surgeon's office. And then soon after that, I actually went on a trip to Vegas. And my cold lingered for like 2 weeks or maybe 2.5 weeks. So I've been sick for a while. So I'm just now feeling good enough to talk. Mostly, I had a sore throat and I had a cough that would get worse when I was talking. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to talk on my video. So this is not going to be a normal update. This is really just going to be kind of a recap of my follow-up appointment on January 8th at my bariatric clinic. And I'm so happy that I was able to actually have an appointment with my surgeon. So yes, I didn't get to see him. Well, for my 1-year follow-up appointment, I did get to just say hi to my surgeon, but he wasn't the one who did the appointment. I saw one of the, it was a PA or a nurse practitioner, I don't remember which one it was. And then I asked to see my surgeon, so then he just stuck his head in the room and said I was doing a good job or something like that. I talk about that in my 1-year Surgiversary video. But this time my entire appointment was with my surgeon. And as soon as he walked into the room, so I was kind of in a bad mood a little bit because I had been there for 2 hours waiting. Wow. I've been coming there for a long time now and I never had to wait that long. And then this being, my 2-year Surgiversary, and I still didn't know if I was going to get to see my surgeon after waiting all that long period of time. So I was so happy when he walked into the room. And then he looked at me and he did this double take and he was just like, "Well, you look fantastic," which made my day, of course. And then he's not the type of man that usually is overly complimentary or has a lot of praise. I had a 6-month supervised diet at this clinic and then came in regularly during my whole year for regular appointments. And I did get to see my surgeon pretty frequently. Probably about 50% of the time, maybe, I got to see him for those appointments. So, I feel like we definitely have a relationship from this whole period of time that, I've been going through this whole process. So anyway, so then he started looking at my numbers and then he told me that I made his day. I could tell that he looked tired and stressed and he felt bad about the fact that people were having to wait so long, and the waiting room was just full of a lot of people. It looked like, a lot of pre-surgery people because everyone had their folders that we were required to bring in to all of our monthly appointments and things. So I could tell that everyone was, pre-surgery. But anyway, so he told me I made his day. What? So then, of course, that made my day. So then he was like, "So are you done losing weight?" And I was like, is that exactly what he said? Yeah, he said something like, "This is a good weight for you. Are you done losing weight?" And I didn't expect that question, and so I hesitated and I was like, "Well, I don't think so." And then he was like, "Well, usually when people are 2 years out like you are," he's like, "Oh, hasn't your weight loss stopped? Because most people by this time, they have stopped losing weight." And I said, "Well, the thing is that I didn't lose as much weight as most people do in the first year. And so during the second year, I've still been losing weight." And he was like, "Oh," he's like, "Well, how low do you want to go? Because I think that your BMI right now is good." And so then I was telling him, I was like, "Well, it's not that I'm trying to get to a specific weight, but I do feel like I probably should weigh less. And I really just want to get to, I know that what I'm doing, if I stay consistent, I'm still losing. And I just want to get to the weight that I can maintain without having to do anything too crazy. Like, I don't want to have to live at the gym. I don't want to have to eat 20 net carbs. I don't want to have to do any of those things. And so it's like I'm doing the things that I think for me that are going to be sustainable and what I'm going to be able to continue to do for the long run. And so whatever weight I end up with by doing sustainable things, then that's the weight that I'm going to be. And he was like, great, that's fantastic. He's like, I actually don't even think that you need to lose any more weight because my BMI now is 29.9, which is overweight. But that was the goal for me, was to reach a BMI of at least 29 is what he wanted. And he said that that's because that's a very sustainable weight. He's like, people get down very low, but they can't stay down there, which is true. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think that if I was a lot more stricter, if I worked out more, if I decreased my carbs, I could get down to a lower weight too. But I don't have any faith that I can maintain that weight. So I'm not even trying to get down to a low weight. I'm just doing what I'm doing, and we'll see. Maybe in another year, maybe my weight will get down much lower. I mean, I do hope to lose more weight. But, we will see. So then he was asking me about, my diet, so what I'm eating. And so I told him, I gave him an example of what a typical day looks like. I said I do 50 net carbs, and he's like, that's perfect, that's good, which is actually, that's what the clinic, when I first came in for my 6-month supervised visit, the clinic told me 50 carbs. They actually said 50 carbs, and I decided to turn that into 50 net carbs, and they never complained. So that's what they've told me from the beginning. And actually, even before I had walked into the clinic, previously on previous diets, I had already kind of figured out that 50 net carbs works well for me. I had already figured out that low carb works well for me. So when they told me that, at first it was hard because I had been used to eating more than I should, but now it's very natural for me to stick to my 50 net carbs. So then he was asking me, so what kind of exercise am I doing? And I said, the truth is, I don't do anything consistently except for get my steps in. So I wear my Fitbit every single day. I'm in a lot of step bet challenges. So I try to walk every day. I try to stay active in general. Sometimes I do some hand weights. Sometimes I get on my elliptical. Sometimes I get on my treadmill. This is what I can do consistently. There's a lot more that I could be doing, but this is what I can do consistently. And so what I'm mostly focused on is just moving, being active, not sitting down all the time, getting a decent number of steps in a day. And once again, he's like, that is great. So I've been going on and on because I don't want this to be too long, but let me tell you my numbers just in case you don't remember. So I started the whole process at 286.8 pounds. That was in May of 2016. I had a 6-month supervised diet. So on my day of surgery, I was 251.8 pounds on January 4th of 2017. Today, or on the day of my surgery, I don't know how much I weigh today, I was 168.8 pounds. So, in 2 years, I've lost 83 pounds since surgery 2 years ago. I've lost 118 pounds since the start of the whole process. And from my all-time highest weight, as far as I know, I've lost 151.2 pounds. Wow, that's amazing. So when I started this whole process, my BMI was 50.8. And now my BMI is 29.9. My body fat percentage, now I couldn't find the documentation that showed me what my body fat was, but I know that it was in the 50s when I first walked into the clinic. They also do your body fat and all that stuff when I come in for my appointments. On this day, my body fat was 39.6. So, you know, that's not a fantastic number, but in terms of a decrease, you know, a huge decrease since where I started, that's fantastic. And I should have looked to see what my body fat was a year ago, but I know that this is lower. Like it was something in the 40s. And did I say, so, you know, this is my 2-year surgiversary. So during year 2, I lost 18 pounds. We'll see what happens for year 3. I don't know. So also, my surgeon told me, you know, he told me that at this point, he often doesn't see people anymore, but he would love for people to continue to come in on a yearly basis. He's like, usually if people are doing really well, then they don't come in because they figure, why do they need to come in? And then if they're not doing very well, then they don't come in because they're not doing well and they don't want anyone to see them or they don't want to talk about it. So he was telling me that, you know, he would love to see me for my 3-year appointment. And I don't know, I told him I'm not sure, but he did give me a printout of all the labs that he suggests bariatric patients have done every year so that I can make sure that if I just decide to go to my regular doctor, then I can have my doctor draw all of the proper vitamins and things. Because like during my physical, I did have my doctor draw some of the vitamins, but I didn't know all of the different ones that the bariatric doctor wanted done. So, you know, I'm going to start doing that. But yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see where I am at year 3 on whether or not I go back to the office or not. I did take a picture with him, which was one of the things that I had really wanted, because I should have gotten a picture for my 1-year surgiversary, but whatever. And what was so funny was, so I asked to take a picture with him, and he seemed very pleased. And then as we were posing for the picture, he was like tucking his shirt in and straightening up his scrubs and tightening his the tie on his scrubs, and he was like, I need to look good standing next to you. I mean, he's a small Asian man. He looks good. So it was just funny to me. I posted the picture on Instagram since my Instagram account is private. I didn't want to put it here since I don't really have his permission to have it on YouTube. But I do have some of my before and after pictures, so those will be coming up. I think I'm gonna show you just my 1 year. From year 1 to year 2, and then of course from the very beginning to now. Those pictures will be in here. But I also want to quickly talk about my giveaway. So I said in my previous video that I was going to have a giveaway, and this is really just to thank everyone for all of your support for this whole process. Over 2 years now that I've been making videos and that you've really supported me. So, I was trying to figure out what question I want to ask. So the question I'm going to ask is a pretty simple question. Tell me what type of videos you would like to see me making for this upcoming year. And then for extra credit, tell me one of my favorite videos that you've watched. So yeah, tell me the name of one of my favorite videos. So basically, if you answer the first question, you will get an entry. If you answer the second extra credit question, then if you win, you will get an additional prize. So what are the prizes? I'm going to give away 3 Amazon gift cards just because I like to give a lot of people a chance to win. So it's just going to be a $25 card, a $15 card, and a $10 card. And then, because this is a thank you for all of you who are watching, and especially for people who comment, because there's a lot of people that watch and I don't know you're watching. So I'm going to look back over the previous 3 months. And if you have commented on my videos within the past 3 months, if you've made a comment, then I'm also going to enter you into the giveaway twice. And so this is not my follow-up video for January. I will be coming back in about a week to do my January update video and to tell you what my goals are for February. And yeah. So anyway, thank you guys for watching and for being just such a great report. And I promise to get back to you in about a week or so. Bye.